Hello fellow Novians or soon to be Novians, back today with another video for you to help you out on your dual universe launch that's soon to come. I want to stress that we only know what the company has told us on what's going to happen with the launch, so we may get some of this wrong. We think we understand what's going on to a pretty good degree. But you know, things might change when they actually launch on what the ore is on the planets and things like that, and how much of it there is, and different things and locations. So I'm not going to swear that everything's going to be perfect in here, but it'll be the best that I understand it. So I wanted to cover a few things today. Wanted to cover VR. Wanted to run to the market and talk a little bit more about these vehicles that we deployed yesterday. We'll take both of them over there, and I'll show you how you can take both of them in one trip. And we'll put some wings on them so that they actually fly. They're not just hover vessels anymore. So let's go up and finish out the VR. You have to finish the tutorial or it'll bug you till the end of days, and if it ever gets bugged or you can't stop it and you can't continue, you'll be kind of screwed. So finish the tutorial when you can. One of the things that we want to do is we want to access the VR here.
The VR surrogate projects a virtual version of you into other places in the universe. The surrogate pod stations tab, the one we are looking at, has all the VR stations that players have set up so you can visit their constructs.
It's gonna take me over my time.
The tutorials tab has a number of tutorials that you can take afterwards to improve yourself. Challenges are tasks you can perform for money. They are also... Let's visit a...
Alright, so I told you yesterday in one of my videos, or recently, that there's a place you can go and look at all of these starting buildings. So if you go to TRNU, Tango Romeo November Uniform starting samples, you see there's a few people going there to look. This is if you're already in the game. Then you can actually go and take a look at through VR, and it's loading.
Welcome to a VR session. Have a look.
All right, stop. So when you go somewhere in VR, you can go somewhere and you can do certain things. Now, if you buy something while you're in VR, if I come to a market and I try to buy something, it will put it in the container for me if I go to a market. But if I go to somebody's personal market and I buy it and try to come back, it's not going to bring it back with me. I'm going to lose it. So you can go and visit things. You can go to ship show yards and see nice ships that people make, and then go, oh, hey, I want to go buy that. And while you're here in VR, you can hit M. Hey, set it to my location, right? And now I know exactly where I am. I'm right here on this tile, right? And this is on the planet of Alioth, right? So I know exactly where I can go to go look at these buildings in person if I can get to the planet Alioth to this tile, and all I have to do is right-click it and set it as my destination. I can even bookmark the location and name it, you know, showroom for outpost. So these are all the different outpost buildings. I'm not going to go into these today. I'm going to set aside a future video to go through everything from the lander to all of the different outpost buildings that you see here. And you can see this is the one that I put up, the pilot one, right? So we'll talk about that at a future time. In order to get out of VR, to come back. Oh, and by the way, if you're in VR and you're like gonna go visit a buddy and apply talents on their ship, no talents work through VR. You got to be there in person. So I'm gonna hit tab.
Remember that nothing you pick up in VR will stay in your inventory when you leave. To buy or get new items, you'll need to go get them in the physical world, not in VR. To leave a VR session, press the exit. Exit the VR.
So I hit exit.
Finally,
exit out.
Let's deploy your speeders. Exit your outpost and stand on the ground to get...
Stop it. There's a lot of cool stuff in VR. You can look for ships. You can look for voxel. There's places that only make and sell voxel. Now, when the game starts over, everybody's going to be starting from scratch. So it's going to be a little while before you can go look for ships to buy or any other stuff. There's even places where you can go get free stuff. They have voxel libraries, and they just say, yeah, come grab a free copy, a free blueprint of our voxel library. And when you're building stuff, it has all the voxel shapes for you. So when you're building, it makes it easier. All right. So I said we're going to look at VR. That was the introduction for virtual reality. One of the things to let you know is that your outpost is going to come with one of these surrogate VR stations. Well, there's a receiving piece that looks like, actually I'll show you exactly what it looks like. There's not one here, but it looks very much like this. So the VR receiver looks kind of like the surrogate pod. It's shaped very similar. But those are important because later on when you have miners on different worlds and factories on different worlds and things like that, you may want to VR over there instead of jumping in your ship and slow boating it over there, or even warp driving over there and wasting warp cells, because you can even charge miners through VR. You lose some efficiency because, remember, again, none of your talents work. But if you do it every couple of days, you don't really lose anything, right? So that's going to be kind of important later, is to be able to get all the stuff made to be able to have VRs. Because if you build yourself an empire, if I have a miner for every ore, there's 5 tiers and 5 kinds of ore for each tier. So there's 25. That means I got to have at least 25 tiles. Well, actually, I can get tier 1s here. So actually, there's 4 per. I'm sorry. So I got to get at least 20 more tiles with miners on them, larger than this one. This is a small miner, to be able to mine that ore. And oh, by the way, each ore you get to requires a better miner, right? So this is basic, then it's uncommon, then it's advanced, and then it's rare, and then it's exotic. So you've got to be able to have the ore to build those, to go mine the ore, to go to the next level up, right? The more higher tier you go, the more rare ores that you need in order to be able to even extract that. So let's look at this miner that we looked at yesterday. So it's been 24 hours, so now we can calibrate this, right? I want to show you how to calibrate this. It's still set on bauxite, and this is going straight into the container. So let's look in the container and see how much it's actually put in there. It's been just over 24 hours. So it's got 895 liters in there. I probably mined a little bit of that by hand, so it probably put over 800 in there, though, because I didn't put very much in there. So you get a little bit of ore from these, but not very much. But I can put 2 for bauxite, and 2 for hematite, and 2 for coal, and 2 for quartz. So I can put 8 total of the small miners. When I get the basic large miners, I can only put 1 per type of ore. Okay? So let's calibrate this. I want to show you how to calibrate the miner. That's going to be an important one. All right. I have 4 charges, right? So yesterday I had none, but it's been 24 hours, so I have now 4 charges. When I train up some more, I'm going to have 9 because I've got in my queue that I want 5 more per day. All right, so let's go ahead and hit start. And they'll accumulate. If I don't use these 4, they'll still be there tomorrow. They accumulate up to, I believe, 50. And I last calibrated this a little over 24 hours ago, 25 hours and 6 minutes. So let's hit start. There's multiple ways that you can do this, okay? What I want to do is find the highest point of ore on my tile. This is a depiction of my tile. And what I like to do is I like to do the cone. Some people just do the area. So I'm scrolling out with my mouse wheel, and what I want to do is try to find this in that area. But every time I do this, it takes my battery charge down, and I don't want to let it get below this little line here. So I don't like using that first. I like using the cone first because it kind of gives me an indication on which direction to look. Let's see if I get lucky. Sometimes you don't get a good charge no matter how much you've done this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, so it could be anywhere from here, anywhere in this space, the place I'm looking for. So I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to look right there first. Okay, nothing. You see the little wider areas. I'm looking for a really bright white one. Let's go there. Okay, there it is. It's hiding way in the corner, right? Okay, so I'm going to hit my point tool here. Set my final calibration point. And I want to get it to where it says, it shows 100. So look over here as I go over it. And if I don't get it in the right spot, it doesn't say 100. So I'm going to press and hold. Okay, and I got 100% charge. That's the best you can get, and I still got a decent battery charge. So I'm gonna hit finish. Okay, and now I'm gonna hit close. And I've got, by the way, 2,400 liters of bauxite by doing that with this small miner. Because I don't have hardly any talents. Once I train my talents up, I'll get more. All right, so I'm gonna close this. Now my charge is back up to 100%. I'm only at 70% efficiency because my talents are too low. I can actually get this up to like 125 or more. And most importantly, if we look,
open your inventory.
Tool, we'll see there's a whole bunch of ore here. So I'm gonna hit the center mouse wheel and just click it to load on my auto mode to mine these. These big nodes take a little bit longer. As you train your talents, it'll take less time to pick up nodes. But again, you're not going to mine surface rocks most of the time. If you go out in the asteroids and you're trying to get higher tier ore in the asteroids, that's an exception. So being able to, and they're not surface rocks, so they're underground mining. So that's more under mining and dredging. So I wouldn't train this up too much because you'll do it some, but you're not going to rely on this. Wouldn't train it past tier 2 or 3. That's just me though. Alright, so we've got that now, and because we were connected
Find your
to
speeder
our
blueprint.
linked container,
double click on the
because we were connected to our linked container, it is now inside there, and we've added more bauxite. Okay, so then we only had 800 and some, right? We added, I forget what was it, 2,400 or something like that. So now we got over 3,000. So that's why you need to get more small miners made. And tomorrow I'll try to make another video on how to make your other 7 miners that you need. You can make them in your nano pack, but you've got to get all the stuff to make them. Right? I told you we were going to go take our skimmer over to the market and buy wings. So here's one thing you can do if you have 2 vehicles is you can keep one of these pocket rockets in your inventory at all times. So I'm going to hit right click it, construct compactifications, which is also Alt B. And where did it go? It went into my nano pack right here. And if I die, this will not get destroyed. It will still be here. All right. So if I'm in a wreck in the other one, because I compacted it with fuel in it, right? There's a limit to what you can compact. If it has more than so many engines, like this one has 4 engines, I cannot compact this one. Right? It has to have 3 engines. They have to be a certain size for a certain volume or less, and you can put it in there. But now I can drive this, and if I get into an accident and I get killed, then I can jump. As soon as I resurrect inside my base here, I can find this skimmer. Well, how can I find that skimmer? Well, which skimmer is this? This is my DU Novice GP Mark blah blah blah. All you got to do is, let's see here. Well, let's try this again. Let's go to F4. Alright, so just hit F4 and it'll give you a list of all your constructs. So one of my constructs is my actual outpost. One is the lander that's over there. Notice that the one in my nano pack is not showing up because it's not out, it's inside my nano pack. But this other one is right here. So if I had wrecked this and I needed to find it, all I'd have to do is hit boop, right click, set as destination, and hey, there's my destination. It's right there. And if it was, you know, 10 kilometers away, I'd still be able to find it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the market. So I'm going to scroll in a little bit here. I'm going to go to the market tile, and I'm going to just mark that as my destination. Okay, there are other ways to do that. While I'm in F4, I can actually go to points of interest, and I'm actually looking for, let's see here, which one is this one? Should only be a few kilometers from us. Oh, this one. So it's Haven 1. That's the market we're at. So I could right click that, set that as my destination too, and it puts it on it too. So let's go ahead and get in our speeder. It automatically puts me in third person. I'm going to hit X twice to get rid of that crap. And then I'm going to use my W, A, D, and S key to get lined up and everything. And this is a hovercraft, so I got to be kind of careful with it. I'm going to scroll my mouse forward. Now I could scroll my mouse backwards, and if I had retro on it, I could go back, but it won't let me. My brake is control, left control. Brake is kind of important to know. Okay, sorry. I was pointing at the wrong thing. 3.5 kilometers this one. I was pointing at that guy's, the same one I got. So we'll head over to the market. If you park at the market, if you leave your ship for too long, your vehicle inside the market square or tile for too long, it will become available for anybody to steal. Okay, so I'm inside the market tile as soon as I go through this wall right here, and I'm in. Right, so I'm going to get a notification that tells me that I will lose my ship if I'm not careful. I'm going to hit my brake, hit C, go down, and then F to get out while I'm holding all that. And I'm also going to show you guys how to put a different lure on here so that you don't have to use the in-game lure. But first we'll put our wings in there. So I'm going to go up this little ramp, and I'll show you guys around the market here. This is actually a market and a shuttle terminal, right? So you can go up this elevator if you want. You can look around. So they've actually got some ships here for sale, but I bought this one over here. I saved up my $750,000 and bought that, and they're not designed to work with the new rules yet. Until they come out with a release, they won't be working right. I actually had to take it part way apart and put it back together to get it to work. So just beware until the launch. If you buy some of these vehicles, they're probably not, or there's a likelihood they may not work right, and you may have to take them apart and put them together. So if you don't know how to do that, I wouldn't waste your money on them yet. After the launch, they're supposed to have updated vehicles, and they've got some more. They're going to have more after the launch too. They've got some bigger ones up here, right? So over here, and you see we got several people parked here. People put containers on their stuff and fly around. Somebody bought one of those like I was talking about. Over here's the shuttles where you can go to different planets. You can go to Sanctuary. And I say planets. Haven is actually a moon. So is Sanctuary. It's a moon. But you can take shuttles to them, or you can go to Alioth from here. Now, if you go to Alioth, you can pick up ore underneath the tile where the market is there. Or if you go outside of all the red tiles, because they're surrounded by red tiles, because players have been building around them for years in beta, you can actually get further out, and you probably can get some tier 2 out there too if you look around. But so this is just kind of a good idea of how the shuttle port is laid out. And here's our market, right? So I like this particular market because it has the shuttle port. It's got a little more versatility, and it's also got the UAF store, the showroom as well. It's got some parking rules here, and it says that construct that violates these rules may be hidden, removed, or abandoned without warning. I came over here the other day, and there was one where it had sat here too long and the core had abandoned. All I had to do was put a new core in it, and it was mine, right? So all of these machines here are marketplace machines. Now people can VR into here. Where's the VR receiving station? Anyway, you can VR into here and use these particular machines. So if you get to one and you hit F to interface with it and it doesn't interface, it turns red. That just means there's an invisible person there VR and that you can't see. So just go over here to another one, or there's a whole row back here. There's plenty of stuff, and then there's VR stations here as well. So let's just use this one here. And what were we going to do? We're going to buy some wings. So let's see what we got. All right, so we don't want a wing tip. We just want wing. And we want a wing medium, right? Let's see if I can buy one. Instant buy. Haha. Can I buy one? Oh, you can actually buy medium wings. Well, I was going to say you can't, but you can. We're actually going to get 2 small wings, or 4 small wings. So we want to instant buy 1, 2, 3, 4. Buy those. And then we'll do, let's do about 4 extra small stabilizers. Whoops. Instant buy. Buy. And if you go and look at these, if you just click over here, you can look. Let's go to stabilizer large, right? There's none for sale. There are no sale orders, right? The reason that some of the stuff you can buy, I hit back. The reason some of the stuff you can buy is here is because there are bots. Like this one. This is being done by bots. So Ophelia is actually selling these particular small stabilizers, right? But notice they weren't selling the large ones. So just to understand that you're going to be limited in what you can buy here. Can I buy an assembly unit? And I want a basic assembly unit, sorry. Got to be specific or it gives you everything. So basic assembly line. So I want to put in, I want a large because I want to be able to make large containers, right? There's none for sale. Okay. Well, to make a large, I need a medium. I can buy a medium. All right. Do I want to buy a medium for $94,000? Or do I just want to make it in my nano pack? Because I can make a small that will make a medium that will make a large. All I need is the ore, and it's not going to cost me a thing. So that's your decision to make, not mine. Okay, so I bought some stuff. Where is it? It goes into this storage box. And if I was to try to leave right now and hit escape, it would say, are you sure you want to leave? You have stuff in the storage. So I'm going to say no. And it'll automatically switch me over to storage and say, it's kind of like, hey, you idiot, you forgot to get your stuff. So I'm going to grab those. I'm going to put them in my nano pack. And we'll take them out and we'll upgrade our vehicle. And we were this way. Okay, we came in under the UAF store, so I'm just going to cheat and go down the easy way. There is no fall damage. Where is, oh, we came up the other side. So it's over here. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to upgrade or pimp your ride. Alright, so I'm going to take the movement tool, the 9, and I'm going to left click the vehicle, and I'm gonna pick it up. Oh, look at that. I can pick it up. I can scroll and push it further away or closer to me. Or I can hit the W key and it does that, or the S key and it does that, and the A and the D and the Q and the E. But all I really want to do is just put it to where I can upgrade it. So I'm just going to pick it up just a little bit just so I can get to everything easier. And I'm going to leave it hanging in the air because it's magic. And then I'm going to go into build mode on my vehicle, which I can do here. And I'm going to put a couple of wings on it and a couple of stabilizers. So where can I put the wings? Well, just got to find a spot where they look good. And you got to face them in the right direction. So I'm going to hold the arc button and I'm going to scroll until I get them where I want them. Now, do I want them canted up like that? Probably not. I want them straight out if I can get them. So I'm going to put it right there. I'm actually going to hit the right arrow because it locks it in place, and then I can go around here and look at it. It looks like it's lined up pretty darn good. So I'm going to put that right there. We'll go on the other side and then I'll try to mirror what we did on that side. Okay. So I think that right there looks pretty good. Looks like it's lined up. Alright, so now I got wings. I'll put a couple of stabilizers on there as well. And I'm actually just going to lay them right here on the wings. Right in the middle. And if I needed to move those and line them up, I can do that. Let's see how they look here. I'll hit the 9 key. Move that one back one. And we'll hit the... I don't know. That's looking pretty decent. Probably go back. I don't like the way that one's placed. Let me... if you want to undo anything, I hit the 1 key so I could place a new one. But instead of placing it, I'm going to hold the Alt, which allows me to pull it off. And now I can put it back on. And I'm just trying to get it oriented properly where it looks better. Okay. I like that better. I think I like that better. Now we just got to move it out to match the other one. Let's see here. Maybe one more. Nope. Right there. And I'm just eyeballing it. Do I have to get it perfect? Probably not. Alright. We're going to call that good. Now our ship will fly. And I've got the other wings for the speeder that's in my nano pack. I'll put them on later. You don't have to see me do 2 vehicles. Alright. Oh, by the way, they do sell fuel here, but again, if you can make it, why buy it? But it takes a little bit to get to where you can make it, so kind of hoard your fuel. Wait, how do I get back to my base? I hit F4. I go to Constructs. And I select my outpost. And I right-click it. Now, what else can I do? I can actually go, well, let's say it's somebody else's base. Let's pretend it's not mine. And I want to make a waypoint to someone else's base because I want to be able to go visit them all the time because they're a good buddy and they're doing half the industry and I'm doing the other half. So let's say their base is right here. I can bookmark a location and I'll just go ahead and do it. It puts the position in and I'll say Buddy's base. Oh, it doesn't like the apostrophe. Apparently it doesn't like spaces either. Alright, it doesn't like the apostrophe, so we'll go with that. So now I can go not only to constructs, I can also find territories. I only have one, right? My territory. And I'll probably rename this Haven territory because eventually I'm going to have them on all different kinds of planets and it's easy to get mixed up with where I'm going. Bookmarks, right? I only have one bookmark. It's the one I just made. So I want to right click that and say that's where I want to go. But now I can fly because I got wings. We Red Bulled this thing. Alright, what the heck is going on with my vehicle here? Oh. Let's go ahead and fix this. This script that it comes out with, I don't like it. So I'm going to change my seat. Couple of things I got to do. I kind of screwed up here. I forgot to do this. I want to go to advanced. I want to go to run default auto configure. And before it was set up as a ground construct. Now it's a flying construct. So I'm going to fix it. So if I put wings on, I have to tell it it's a flying construct. Now it will let me fly. It thought it was a hovercraft before, so I'm actually going to go up. Look how high I can go. I don't want to go too high. I just want to show you that now I'm not limited. Now I don't have to worry about running into trees and rocks and destroying my vehicle. And I'm getting up to about, let's see how fast we can go. Probably around 300. Now when I get close, I'm going to turn my engine off. Just let it go slow here. I'm actually going to land at my base. So I'm just going to kind of point down. I don't want to hit the ground hard because I'll crash. Right? So I actually want to hit my brake, my left control. And I don't want to crash. I want to go in nice and slow. So I'm going to orient myself up here and I'm just holding my brake. So now look at that. My hover caught me and I'm good because the hover engine caught me. Let's go ahead and move over here. Hold my brake. Hold C. And hold F. Takes too many fingers to do this. Okay, I don't like that script that you have to fly with that they put in these from scratch, so I'm going to fix it. All right, I went to a place called GitHub and I downloaded something called ArchHUD. All right, I'm not going to do a video on how to install and load ArchHUD right now because there's so many out there. It'll be easy for you to find. How do I install ArchHUD? How do I use ArchHUD? That's real easy. But that's the one I like to use. So I'm going to go to Advanced. And I'm going to go to Run Custom Auto Configure. And I'm actually going to load ArchHUD in it. Okay. Now, when I get in this vehicle, look at all the stuff I have. It's even got instructions over there on the left for me. Okay, there's certain things I can do. If I hit Alt-6 while I'm flying, it'll maintain my altitude above the ground. That doesn't mean I can't hit a mountain in front of me if I'm going 100 feet above the ground over the desert. So you got to kind of watch that. But now if I hit G, G lets me take off. And it just sits there and hovers in the air for me. Take my brake off. And oh, by the way, with ArchHUD, you can toggle it. So now if I toggle my brake, it just stays on. I'm just hitting it with my finger. I'm not holding it anymore. Okay. So now, this is a lot easier, in my opinion, for me to fly. It's got my altitude. It's got all the stuff I need. The other one did too. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to hit my brake, and I'm actually going to turn around. You can crash doing this if you're not careful. But this has got enough hover to hold me up, so I'm good. Okay, so we're going to turn around. And I'm going to hit the brake, and instead of having to hold it, I can let go. And guess what? I don't have to hit C to hold it down anymore. So I do, because it's covering this. Not bad. And then I'll hit F to get out. So that was our market run, and that was putting the wings on the vehicle. I'm not gonna have you watch me put the wings on the pocket rocket, but I can put the wings on the one that I put inside my nano pack, and I can still compactifies it to put it inside my nano pack again. It'll still be good with the wings on it, so won't be a problem. I'll be doing some more videos here in the near future. We need to get some industry started up. We need to get more mining started up. I think the, oops, you know what? There's something wrong with our miner. Huh. It's not worky. That's weird. What could be wrong? Let's look and see. Okay. I'm on the link tool. And the link tool, there it is. Okay, it's linked. Why isn't it working? I think it's just, I think it's working fine. I think the graphics just not working on it. Usually there's a red hot beam of mining laser going down through there. So, all right, we'll leave that alone and we'll continue on. So the next one, we'll get some stuff started on making small miners in our nano pack. And I'll try to get some of the parts made beforehand so that you don't have to see me and wait through that whole process. So I'll try to get everything set up for at least one. Let's make a quick run on the tile before I log off with our tool up here and see if we can collect some tier 2 ore. Should be some tier 2 ore around here. All of this stuff that I've seen so far is tier 1 ore. Oh, there's some tier 2 ore. It's always different colors for different ores. This is going to be your copper, malachite. Okay. So this is going to be how you make your space fuel. There's not very much that spawns on your tile. So you need to get every bit that you can get and hoard it so that until you get to a place where you have a real good supply of tier 2. There are places even on Alioth where you can put miners down and you can mine tier 2. Here's some more tier 2. Mine just a little bit more of that. But this is going to be important stuff. So when we come back in and I do the next video, I'll do the next two most important things. They both deal with industry. One is fuel. Well, I'll show you how to make the fuel, which you got to make a medium chemical facility to produce it, and then I'll show you how to make the miners, and I'll probably go buy an assembly unit versus making one just to speed things up so you don't have to see the whole process. I mean, you understand by now how a nanopack works. You make parts and the parts make other things, and you end up with a final unit that you want, right? But it takes ore and it takes time, and you have to have schematics made to be able to do it. Remember, we were making schematics for fuel. All right, I'm not gonna have you watch me mine any more rocks, but I've been talking through this, so it wasn't a waste of time. Unless you just don't like to hear me talking, and that way, you know, if that's the case, just click on another video and I'll, find something that makes you happy. I'm okay with that. Alright, so let's look at our schematics. I'm going to hit the tab button, go to schematics here. Again, if it's closed like that and you don't know what's what, just pull that out. Schematics. And the ones we made yesterday, we made 3 atmospheric fuels and 2 space fuels. Right? So here's our 2 space fuel schematics. Retrieve, and our 3 atmospheric fuel schematics. Now, we want to build some schematics so that we can produce what we want to make for tomorrow, right? Let's go to schematics. Let's go to, it's not miners, it's mining unit. let's look at chemical. Okay, apparently we don't need schematics for that either. Oh, I should have been on items. Okay. Basic chemical industry unit M is how we're going to create our fuel. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and create 2 schematics for that. So that uses 2 of my slots. And then we want mining units. Okay, the basic mining unit small, which I can make in my nano pack. I'd like to make large ones, but it takes too much ore right now and too much time and too much effort, so we're not going to do that. So I'm going to make 3 of those. And notice it cost me money to make schematics. Cost me money. Alright, so we'll have those ready for us tomorrow so that we can do another video and we'll be able to produce those units and show you guys how to get set up with your industry. And we'll actually go back to the market and make a run over there and get a medium assembly line. And we'll see what else they have for stuff too. If there's stuff we can buy, I'll buy some stuff just to show you how to do this. Because when they wipe, I'm going to lose all this stuff anyway. So I'm not exactly hoarding money. But I don't have very much either. I've only got 191,000 of my 200,000 left. So we can take some ore over and sell it, but we need ore to make stuff too. So it's kind of a losing proposition to do that. We do have a little bit of malachite, a little bit of limestone now. That's our tier 2s to make space fuel. Notice, not very much compared to our bauxite, or we haven't even mined any of the rest of the stuff. But once we get the miners set up and we're able to charge them every day and we get that big chunk of ore, then we'll be good. And also, if you can mine these surface rocks, you get quite a bit from that. I'm just not going to waste your guys' time sitting there mining surface ore over and over, because that doesn't make for good content, and it doesn't help you guys out to get yourself established in the DU world here. So that's the whole point of this is I just started this channel. I'm not here to try to make money on it or anything. I'm here just to try to provide a little assistance if I can to help you guys out. So anyway, next video we'll work on chemical industry. We'll work on producing a mining unit, which also means we need to do some other things, right? We may produce some metalwork stuff. We may produce some 3D printers, some electronics units to make the electronics. Just depends on how far we're going to go and, frankly, what they sell at the market, because that's going to kind of dictate how much I can do. You can build the miners totally in your nano pack without any factory at all, but you cannot build your fuel industry without some other industry. You've got to have that set up. So anyway, this has hopefully been helpful to you. Leave me some comments down below if you want to see some things that I haven't mentioned so far, and I'll try to work them into the schedule.